Hello everybody, my name is James Cockroft and I've just started my 4th year at Nottingham School of Veterinary Medicine and Science. It is my absolute honour and privilege to share with you today some research that I recently completed that has just been published in Frontiers in Veterinary Science with myself as second author. This paper is now freely accessible to the general public online. Canine osteosarcoma is responsible for 85% of primary bone malignancies in dogs. And while diagnostic and treatment options have improved in other cancers, including other mesenchymal cancers, the same cannot be said for osteosarcoma. This is partly due to a poorer understanding of tumour development and progression. For this exact reason, we chose 3 target proteins that are known to be involved in oncogenesis and metastasis in other cancer types to identify their potential roles in osteosarcoma. This has never been done before. This wonderful diagram was lent to me by one of my colleagues, another member of Catch and Rutland's team. It outlines the steps performed to obtain the images that were used for analysis. As you'll see, highlighted on the right hand side of the screen, brown staining indicates positive for the target protein. Now, I know it looks like there's an awful lot of information on this slide, so in the interest of time, I'll briefly summarise our key findings. For the first time ever, we identified the presence of all 3 of our target proteins in samples of canine osteosarcoma. All 3 proteins showed different staining patterns in both nuclear and cytoplasmic locations. As a direct result of our work, we have provided new scope for new prognostic markers and treatment options, potentially saving lives of thousands of our furry friends. Here, I'd like to show you some examples of the micrographs that were used for analysis of our 3 target proteins. Firstly, GLUT1, second, NRF2, and third, MMP3. The opportunity to participate in such cutting-edge research was exciting and a privilege, and it's also something that I've wanted to do ever since I was in secondary school. It's only left me wanting to do more. Following completion of my work on osteosarcoma, my supervisor, Catch and Rutland, approached me with the opportunity of leading a project all of my own. I was also offered an Inspire scholarship to support me with this work. The aim of the project was to write a paper for Frontiers Young Minds, an online journal supporting outreach and communicating science to younger people, whether that be primary school children, secondary school children, or even prospective university applicants. The title that I put forward for my project was to be, "Why do we need maths in medicine?" Something that I quite often wanted answering myself while I was in school. Katrin has written a number of similar papers herself, some of which have up to 15,000 downloads. I think this emphasises the potential impact that my own work could have. The challenges of this paper were rather different to the osteosarcoma paper, that being adapting my writing style to suit a younger audience. Here I've attached a couple of images that I developed myself to help contextualise what would otherwise just be an abstract mathematical theory. I'm delighted to be able to tell you that my paper for Young Minds Frontiers has just been provisionally accepted. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my supervisor, Catch and Rutland, whose help and guidance has been utterly invaluable, and I cannot wait to carry on working with her this Christmas holiday. I really hope you've enjoyed listening to me today. It really did make all those hours looking at blue and pink dots and brown smudges very worthwhile. Thank you very much.